Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's either feast or famine, and it is feast today. We've got a lot of news for you. We're going to talk about Nexo and Fidelity. We're going to talk about John Deaton and his fire podcast he just had with Patrick Bet David. I'm telling you, outstanding what he just laid out for 3 million subscribers to that channel. And I tell you, you're going to want every single bit of it. We got new clips for you, not the ones you saw in the first video today. And we also are going to hear from Elizabeth Warren on stablecoins and crypto. And we're also going to hear that Congress is urging the Treasury about crypto regulation. But I thought Congress made the laws. Somebody wrote a beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove and everything that we're talking about here today. Right now, we're at $2.156 trillion market cap. 12/15, December 15th, 2021. The year is closing out quickly, ladies and gentlemen, and without a blast in the crypto market thus far. But you know what? I remain bullish, people. Yes, I do. Not financial advice, just my digital perspective. Bitcoin is $47,700 plus this morning. Ethereum, $3,800 plus. Solana coming in at $169 and change. Cardano, $1.23. XRP is 79 cents. How about that one? Buying time is here again, is what I say. Yeah, here it is. 0.7908 on the bottom and 0.8324 on the top. And the numbers are brought to you by, ladies and gentlemen, it's right here, Pure VPN. Don't mess around. Great special. Ends tomorrow. 5-year deal you can get. 88% off. But you got to go right to my video, and that's how you do it. You go to one of my videos, and I believe I have one right here somewhere, right here. Let me just show you. Click that link right there, and it will take you to this page right here, and off you are to helping leave no digital trace to your identity and get the maximum you can for 88% off on a 5-year deal. Ends tomorrow. Don't mess around. Take a look at the news right here. Digital payments company Block, formerly called Square, you might have heard of it, has announced the Cash App users will be able to gift friends and family both crypto and stock over the holiday season. Things are changing so fast right now. When could you ever before send your family member some Apple stock or Tesla? Think about it. I love it. This is where we're going. Nexo partners with Fidelity Digital Assets, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you what. First of all, Fidelity is Fidelity. Talk about a brand name. Talk about bringing comfort to the customer base. That security, that feeling and understanding that your assets are secure. It's happening right here. And Nexo has some pretty great returns, I understand, too, by the way. So looking at this, I wanted to point out the larger fact that I'm seeing here. Is this not starting to mimic the conventional markets, the conventional finance investment markets? When you buy stocks, well, let's take it from this angle. When you buy crypto, and it's also normally, to this day, it is stored right there by the same person and platform that you bought it from. That is not what the conventional market looks like. And it's not how you get a layer of insulation to protect you and your assets. But that's what that's starting to look like to me there. That is starting to mirror a regulated market. And it seems they are preparing for it by coming together with Fidelity Digital Assets. Pretty great stuff. That's good fundamental news for me. And so is this. Tokyo-based financial services giant SBI, which happens to be an early seed investor in Ripple, announced a joint venture with CoinHako, and it's Singapore's first licensed crypto exchange approved by the Monetary Authority of Singapore. The world is starting not to wait, right? They're not waiting. And that is going to put the kind of pressure we need on Congress and somehow the Treasury. I think some of this has a secret answer in all of this. The bipartisan group of the U.S. senators want Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen to specify how the finance ministry will define a broker for crypto tax reporting purposes. I thought Congress made the laws. Now, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have to go back to my social studies classes again, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to legislate from the bench, and Congress is supposed to make the laws. The House of Representatives pass bills. The Senate passes laws. I'm pretty sure that's how that's supposed to go. But yet here, they're asking Treasury to tell us how to look at this. Oh, brother. You know, there may be a hidden secret in all this because, look, it doesn't stop there. If we go into this, we all know that this isn't the first time that they've asked the Treasury to clarify the definition of broker. And this is the same pile of people we've talked about before from Capitol Hill. But I think it points to a larger narrative that if Congress is asking the Treasury to define broker, and we also know, because it doesn't stop there, senators are also urging to set crypto rules from the Treasury as well. It implies to me that Congress sees a majority of cryptos as money. And that's why they're not coming out with the laws first. They're deferring to who? The Treasury. And what does the Treasury oversee? Money. Treasury doesn't make laws unless you're talking about the money. And there you have it. So this is starting to be a huge leading indicator to me when I couple it with the understanding that the Ripple SEC case is not just a legal case about Ripple and whether it's an unregistered security or not. It is a vetting process because there is a great chance that XRP ends up being money. Of course, it would get a designation of, let's say, a note, electronic bond that does not have to be a security, but allows it to function in a jurisdictionless way around the world as a note. And we've heard Gary Gensler and Hester Peirce talk many, many times about not only the Howey's test, but the Reeves test, and when something is a note. We'll see how this shakes out. If I'm wrong, I'll make the video. Right here, we got more Elizabeth Warren, who obviously has the bank lobby money in her pockets. That's where the nice blue top come from. DeFi harming regulator jobs. How do we regulate this if there's no entities? I don't know, Elizabeth. Clean your damn ears out and start listening to the people who told you how to do it, which is Crypto Dad, Chris Giancarlo, which is Brian Brooks, former CFTC chair, former OCC head. You don't regulate the entities, you regulate the activities. Class dismissed. But I digress because she's on her soapbox in this particular portion talking about the dangers that stable coins pose to consumers and to our economy. And it could cause a systemic problem and a financial collapse, ladies and gentlemen. Now, listen, to that point, she is right, but it doesn't mean that actual stable coins, public-private relationship, has to be regulated by deeming everything a federally chartered bank, although it does look like that's where things are going. Let's take a listen to a portion of this, and she is setting up one softball after another here.
So unlike other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, stable coins like Tether and USDC are supposedly pegged to the dollar. And the reason for this is to reassure people that stable coins are as stable as using the dollars you have in your wallet or in your checking account. A stable coin dollar, in other words, will supposedly be worth a real dollar. Now, that would make it a lot easier and a lot safer to trade among different tokens, to put up collateral for a risky bet, or even to pay for a cup of coffee at your local bodega. But I want to examine what
we got bodegas now. It's amazing. Thank you, Elizabeth. Let me scoot this forward. Like I said, it's one softball after another, and she's calling on people, setting up the questions so they can just like T-ball. They just hit this thing, and it's out over the fence. Yes, Senator Warren, this is, all of it's dangerous. Listen here. I'm going to skip it ahead here. Wait a minute, because she takes a long time to answer a very, very simple question. Listen right here.
Will take a nosedive precisely when people most need stability. And that run on the bank mentality could ultimately crash our whole economy. But there's
You mean the way Lehman Brothers did?
another piece of the risk here, and you've headed in that direction, Professor Allen. DeFi is the most dangerous part of the crypto world. This is where the regulation is effectively absent, and no surprise, it's where the scammers and the cheats and the swindlers mix among part-time investors and first-time crypto traders. Shoot.
Is she talking about DeFi with the scammers, traders, and crooks and all of that stuff? Is she talking about DeFi or Capitol Hill? I'm a little confused.
In DeFi, someone can't even tell if they're dealing with a terrorist. Stablecoins provide the lifeblood of the DeFi ecosystem. In DeFi, people need stablecoins to trade between different coins, to trade derivatives, to lend and borrow money, all outside the regulated banking system. Without stablecoins, DeFi comes to a halt. So, Professor Allen, does DeFi threaten our financial stability? And can DeFi continue to grow without stablecoins?
I don't think DeFi can grow without stablecoins. I think it would struggle. Right now, I think DeFi is contained to the point where it won't impact financial stability. But if it grows, I think there's a real threat there.
Okay, let's stop right there because that's what brings it on home. What is she saying? What is it she's saying? So Elizabeth Warren has set up the conversation to suggest that specifically with crypto, there should be stablecoin regulation so we can monitor this on and off ramp by ensuring that every stablecoin operator be underneath a federally chartered banking license. That's number one, right? Number two, even more so when it comes to DeFi, right? We know that we can't monitor or regulate entities if it's DeFi and there's no entity behind it to regulate. Then now we're starting to come back to that argument of activities. And if we offer through public or public-private relationships stable coins that have been under a federally chartered banking license, we know where you are and who got the money and what you did with it, don't we? Isn't that what we're talking about here? DeFi is not going to be this Planet Xanadu that everybody thought it was. I think you just saw how Elizabeth Warren plans to have her finger with government in the cookie jar. Don't believe it. It's still true. But I tell you what else you can't believe, but you better. John Deaton was on Valuetainment, I think is how you say it. It was Patrick Bet David's podcast, and it was straight fire. And he laid down exactly what was going on, the appearance of impropriety from William Hinman and Jay Clayton during their tenure at the SEC, everything going on with the Ripple lawsuit, including the lawsuit class action that he represents for all of us XRP holders. Take a listen to these clips right here and make sure if you're on Twitter, please retweet them.
Redact, Pat. If he's asked a question, have you ever had clients that are part of the Ethereum Foundation?
They're talking about the deposition that went on with William Hinman. Keep listening here. Underneath of the SEC versus Ripple trial. You're not going to believe it.
Represent you and your business?
Yeah.
I can't talk about what we talk about.
John, is this public record?
No, it was an exhibit that's public record.
Can we show this or not?
Oh, yes, you can show it.
So
Absolutely.
So I don't know if people can see this.
And
but
it's pages of that.
This is an entire page of every single word on the page redacted, and there's pages of it.
This is your transparent Securities Exchange Commission.
Holy moly!
You were going somewhere. You were going somewhere about this, why they would do this.
Well, what I was saying is it's not even privileged. There's no reason to redact it. Someone could ask me, are you the lawyer for Pat? I say, sure. I'm not going to tell you what we talk about. But it's not, I can't say You know what I mean? These firms brag. If you go on his firm, Simpson Thacher, they'll brag. We represent Google. We represent Yahoo. We were part of the Alibaba IPO. They brag about who their clients are. But in a deposition on taxpayer dollars, we can't get to know what your conflicts were.
This shit gets me fired up, man.
And there you have it right there. Excuse me on that. That is just one clip, but let's give you the second clip right here because it gets me fired up too, man. And I'm telling you, listen, and just to be clear here, I sent it out and tagged Gary Gensler. I encourage all of you to do the same, along with the proper media, proper Congress members. I didn't mean to have that start playing again. The proper Department of Justice, FBI, New York, Washington, D.C., all of that, right? Hey, Gary Gensler, is this what you mean when you say crypto clarity? If it is, whatever you're doing, do better. And let's bring it home right here. John Deaton.
Happens, Joseph Grunfest, former SEC commissioner who helped Ethereum, writes, and I got the letter here, writes to Clayton and the commissioners and says, listen, you've never made a material distinction between Ether and XRP. If XRP is a security, Ether is a security. If you're going to allow XRP, Ether to be traded, you got to let them trade it. He even goes as far as...
I got 15 million reasons why that's not true.
He goes as far as to say, if you file this lawsuit, it calls into question the commission's discretion.
This is like a damn John Grisham novel,
right?
Man.
He says that.
Yes, it is.
And so what happens? Jay Clayton votes for the lawsuit. The two Democrats vote for it. The lawsuit's filed. They all leave. Jay Clayton goes to One River, Bitcoin and Ether. And guess what? The people that helped write the Hinman speech, and by the way, these are all facts. On Crypto Law, we have a video library of all these interviews.
You're getting dangerously close to making an allegation here.
All right. And I will tell you, they basically come out and Bill Hinman now works. He's a partner with the Ether investors who helped write the speech that gave Ether a free pass. And that's not an allegation, that's facts, because lawyers who are part of the meeting have come out and said, I didn't think Ether was sufficiently decentralized, but Bill Hinman did. I'm not sure why he did. 15 million reasons might tell you why, being a partner at a 2.2 billion. So here's the thing about allegation. I'm not saying that they broke a law, but what I'm saying, tell me there's not enough for an independent investigation.
Boom. That's what I'm saying right there. John Deaton just put it down. This is the guy representing each one of us because it's not Ripple's job to do so, and they don't. And we want to see them do well too. But this just put it where it belonged right here. Nobody's saying that anything criminal went on, but I tell you, I've seen enough to warrant an independent investigation, and that's why I'm encouraging to do two things today. One, I want you to encourage you to retweet and tag the proper necessary respective enforcement agencies, Department of Justice, FBI, and everybody else to take a look at it outside of the SEC because they refuse to do so. And number two, retweet and tag Patrick Bet-David and his podcast because we need to have him on again on this show and get these new set of eyes and ears hearing this to broaden the listening audience who understands what is actually happening. And what is actually happening, I believe, is we are standing on the doorstep of one of the greatest financial scandals potentially in the last century. We are talking about the introduction of a new emerging asset class. That hasn't been done since the 1800s or before then. With the bond market, I believe. And what we're talking about here is absolutely massive because Ethereum's network and foundation and founders were able to get billions of dollars off of that network while the entire market, including Ripple and XRP, were being held back to a much different standard. That's going to do it for me. Hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, share with somebody you know, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. I tell you, this thing's heating up because they don't have the truth on their side. And I'll catch all of you on the next one.